Please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Dear Mr. President, thank you for your kind invitation. And I promise as a representative of Slovak pharmacists that we will try to find a way how to help Greek pharmacists to help immigrants in your country. I will start speaking about parallel trade. That's a little bit off the topic of this section, but at the end I promise I will come back to the topic of the e-pharmacy, and I would like to show you what we have done with our local problem with parallel trade and how we have found the solution how to combat medicine shortages. Trade is a very old human activity based on the principle of difference between purchasing and selling price, and so the parallel trade is one of the principles of the European free market. But during my preparation of this presentation, I didn't find any similar goods with so huge price differences across European countries where parallel trade could be used. So medicines are perhaps the only goods where parallel trade is working within the European Union. But it needs to be said that it's a legal tool in medicine trade. But especially in Central European countries, it has a little bit different taste, because in exporting countries, and those are countries with cheap prices, it has important ethical dimension. It forms the main cause for medicine shortages in our countries. I've told you that it's a legal tool, but we feel that it's at the edge of the grey economy in our countries, because nobody is ready to say, yes, I'm doing it. We don't have any exact numbers on parallel trade, and we just assume that about 1/3 of the imported medicines to Slovakia are being exported to Western countries. The results, our patients suffer from shortages, our pharmacies struggle with decreasing turnovers, and nobody is able to say what are increasing costs for finding the proper alternative methods and replacement for missing medicines. I would like to show you example of Slovakia. We use for the pricing the principle of average price of 3 cheapest countries within European Union. It means for every medicine we find 3 cheapest countries. We don't have any common basket of, so say, cheap countries, but for every medicine we are trying to find 3 cheapest countries. Our reimbursement list is changed every month, mostly due to the decreasing prices. So the list of medicines which are attractive for parallel export is increasing every month. There is very weak control of export. Even if the parallel exporter is obliged to ask for permission for export, our state drug agency is not able to control it, and I've heard about some cases in which the export has been forbidden, but in spite of this ban, the exporters have sell medicine abroad. Even if producer itself blames parallel export, for example, saying that within the European Union we lose some money on it. We know cases in which high management of those companies is responsible and profits on the export in Slovakia. And as I told you, the whole business has slightly taste that it's at the edge of grey economy. We have two major law regulations on export. Law on medicine says that state can forbid export of medicine if there is evidence of shortage, but this is very weak formulation, so nobody can actually say what is the precious limit for it. But this weak formulation is also a problem for European Commission, and they are preparing the case for European Court of Justice with Slovakia. And 3 years ago there was change of the law on medicines, which allowed to pharmacies to resell medicine back to any wholesaler, so even to parallel exporters, and they are already creating chains of pharmacies which are working for this wholesaler. So they collect, they exhaust the medicines from the market back, and they exporting them. Even, for example, I was offered money to create another pharmacy just for this purpose, not serving patients, just collecting medicines for parallel export. Here you can say we've made some price comparison in 2013. You can see the different end prices, Slovakia and Germany. So that's the clear proof of what are the profits of parallel exporters, not producers, not wholesalers, but parallel exporters are making the biggest deal from medicines. This is just some lines. The list is about 400 items long, so I didn't want to show you all the prices. If anybody has the interest, I can present the whole list. As you know, this is not the problem just of Slovakia and Central European countries. Many of European countries have tried to find some tools how to work with the problem. This is the list of known cases where mostly state authorities collect some information about medicine shortages. Not all the systems are working on the same principle, and mainly formulas are used for collecting the data. We have chosen another way. We have created, in cooperation with the Slovak Association of Innovative Pharmaceutical Industry and one software provider for IT solutions for pharmacies. It's not the whole system, it's not software, it's part of the application of the IT solution which is used in Slovak pharmacies. It's a function which allows to create a list in the case when pharmacy or pharmacist meets the patient with prescription and pharmacist is not able to fulfill the demand because he doesn't have the medicine for the patient. This is the snapshot of the display. One of this this blue line is the function where pharmacist can report that at the moment he was not able to serve the patient with medicine. These are data collected to this list just for the purpose not to repeat when, for example, the patient sees more pharmacies, and not to repeat the same medicine as more items demanded. We collect the number of prescription, which is a pure invented number, so it has nothing to do with patient data or with some personal data. So in this case, and we see also the number of diagnosed, so we know for how severe the situation is. And in this way, we will create the database of medicines, which will not be published directly, but there will be a small committee consisting of pharmacists and representatives of represent original producers. And they will proceed the list, they will create some kind of database, and this database will be used officially for purposes like, for example, creating the list of medicines which should not be exported from the country. And this is the message that the report has been sent to the database. So thank you very much for your kind attention.